just been ranting and ranting and ranting, so this is going to be a shorter version of that part 2, that I was like really good on time, and all of a sudden, it ends and I'm still talking. So I just really wanted to make it clear that fat is our friend. To keto adapt, you have to eat a lot of fat. If you don't eat a lot of fat, you are not going to keto adapt, because and I've said this 8,020 times, you have to get the brain to get off of its carbohydrate dependency and use ketones, which very much in a lovely way can actually get into the Krebs cycle and get into the cells and be used as energy, just like a carbohydrate. Now, it doesn't work like a carbohydrate, but it can get into the Krebs cycle like a carb to be used. But it's a more sustainable energy, and so because your body's not zinging up and you don't have to eat every 2 hours, which puts a lot of stress on your adrenal glands, you can actually heal. So a lot of you mother suckers are so obsessed with weight, get over it. Really, 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 y'all need to think about the fact that you are not feeling well. Because if you're feeling well, you're going to lose the stupid body fat. That's a natural progression, because your body, your leptin, your hormones, your glutathione and insulin opposition will be in the right place. You will heal, your kidneys will heal, your colon will heal, your sleep will improve, your athleticism, your thoughts, your personality, and the weight will just come right off. But it won't come off until you decide to go the mile and do whatever it takes to heal the body. It is not about, listen to me and listen to me well, this is not about weight loss. Weight loss is a by-effect of getting healthy on keto. Fat loss. It is great. I keep saying this, and people keep running to me to be the diet doctor, no, the fat loss doctor. I'm not the fat loss doctor. I'm the business doctor! I'm about getting energy, and getting shredded shredded with health and happiness and love on keto. Feeling good. Because nothing, my friends, mina vänner, nothing looks as good. Nothing looks as good. I mean, nothing looks as good as keto feels. It's amazing. It's the most amazing thing you'll ever experience. And I'm not a millennial anymore. So I really feel like at this point in my life, this crossroad, I have enough time behind me to have the credibility to say, yes, this is an amazing kind of crossroad in my life to go now. Instead of this direction, I'm going that direction. Whereas younger people, they haven't had enough miles behind them to be able to come to that moment of, realization of, damn, I've been on the planet this long, you really, really learn what you don't like. But a lot of you guys, you don't learn what you like. Because when you get older, you get stuck in a freaking box. Yes, you guys get stuck in boxes. How do I know? Because I do enough consultations where parents are like, I'm doing keto, but my kids are not. And I'm like, and I can hear the kids like, ah! in the background. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say, because I've got to take, years and years of matrix thinking and try to present an out-of-the-box thing. Like, you aren't going to do well or not if the family's not doing keto. So kids are more malleable and more flexible to learn than adults, because I speak to people all the time who sound inflexible in a conversation about their timing, because I did a video yesterday about timing, the timing of their foods, the timing of their workouts. I don't like dark meat, it's really gross, I don't like it. And I'm looking at the person, they look terrible. They look inflamed, they look tired, they're moody, and that's subjectivity. They don't even see how they appear to others, because you are not turning yourself inward and asking the big questions: who, what, where, why, and how me. Who, what, where, how me. Everything's everybody else. What about you? What are you doing not enough? So if your kids are not on keto, they are going through the same advanced glycation end product as you. But now that generation is born with 200 more chemicals than what you were exposed to, which is why they say that you will outlive your kids. Yes, that you are most likely to outlive your kids because of less toxicity exposure per generation. Yes, that's scary. Yet you're putting you on keto and not your kids who are bouncing off the walls because they still eat carbohydrates. Or let me refine my answer. Refined processed carbohydrates. They still are eating the junk. They're still eating the junk. My mother, when I was a kid, was like, this is how it's going to be. And you didn't think about it because you've got mom or pops saying, this is how it's going to be. My mother was like, this is how it's going to be. And I'd be like, but she'd be like, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something? And I was like, no. That's it. She'd be like, I'm your mother. This is how it is. And there was nothing I could do or say, utter, because she taught me well not to question her authority. So I did not. So if she was like, you're going to eat this, I would have to eat it. I hated vegetables as a little girl. If she'd pile it up on my plate, she'd be like, watch me, eat it. And I love me some veggies now. So if she wasn't diligent and at saying, hey, this is what you got to do, then I would still be up to my own devices of being subjective. So when I'm talking about the fats in the last video, this is kind of going into, how to implement keto into your lifestyle, the non-BS lifestyle, because you can't be filled with BS, which a lot of you are who've got great hearts, but you're doing things the subjective wrong way inside the matrix. Crawl out of it. So I was talking about saturated fats, I was talking about single bonds and 4 carbons attached, how things become saturated, how certain fats are unsaturated. Yes, they're double bonds. I really want you guys to understand that you just cannot adapt on olive oil alone, plus it oxidizes quite easily when you cook it, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And nut and seed oils, unfortunately, are the same. I mean, you can consume them here and there, of course, because, I can say eat the most clean diet ever. As soon as I walk out my door, I'm in friggin' toxic EMF, poisoning, pollution, hell. So at least I want to make sure that my toxification pathways are functioning and I'm getting enough sleep. Get to bed and don't try to do it, because that is where you get the business. That's where you get the business. So don't forget, this is part 2 of the first video regarding fats and how important they are and how our bodies make 75% of our cholesterol, and why would Mother Nature be so stupid to kill us with something that we are made out of and that is essential and that our hormones are made out of. When you cut it out, you get jacked. Yes, you cannot survive on coconut oil alone. Although it is considered a saturated fat, it is missing cholesterol and the fat-soluble vitamins which you need to survive, because they are the mothership of life. And walnut oil and avocado oil are not. Sorry. We need fats. We need it for structure. We need it for our brains. We need it for reproductive hormones. We need it for a lot of things. We need it for our nervous system. Yeah. And the nervous system is what keeps this body intact. Sitting and not moving, you cannot do keto and not move. You listen to me. You cannot do keto sitting on your ass. No, you cannot. You have to exercise. And as soon as I organize everything, I'm going to show you in video form. A lot of ranting, but really great information about how important fat is. You have to jack up your fat. You cannot do keto on low fat. I use an arbitrary number at 200. Everybody has their own tolerances of carbs, protein, and their fat tolerant levels. Well, there's no fat. There's, instrumental. But some people are like, oh my God, I feel nauseated on fat. Well, you've tipped, right? You've hit that level where you don't need any more fat to keto adapt, so you don't have to eat more fat. You don't have to eat fat to the umpteenth degree. If you're feeling nauseated, you could have a gallbladder issue, which a lot of you guys have junked up gallbladders from eating carbs. Don't realize it. You have gut dysbiosis from years ago. It could be years ago of eating wheat, and it could be years ago of taking antibiotics that if you took one pill 30 years ago, it could affect you now if you don't get your gut flora back in balance because of carbohydrates, of course. Toxins, not sleeping well, all of these things can downregulate your system. So that's it, you guys. Fat is important. Jack up your fat. You need animal fat. You can't keto adapt on olive oil and coconut oil alone. Make sure your meats are fatty and not chicken breast and tuna. Please, people, we need the fat-soluble vitamins. Get on the bone broth. Get on the bone broth. Yes. And eat fats as your snack and not protein or vegetables if you need to snack at all. And if you're having a hard time quantifying eating a lot of fat, put it in a tea, yes, a warm drink or soup over your bone broth, because bone broth typically only has about 4 grams of fat per cup. There's a lot of collagen in it, that's why it gets jelly-like. So you really want to maybe add some fat, some free-range healthy duck fat, or some butter, yes. And for those who have an issue with the milk proteins, then you're and can't do ghee, then you could do the duck fat and call it a day, or the tallow, the beef tallows. The lards, yes. The keto body loves pork fat, and everybody's afraid of the pork, whatever. Anyway, fat is our friend. That's how you get in more fat. If you get in more fat, you won't need to eat a lot of protein. Time in and time out with every person that I coach. Less protein creates more muscle, because you are not in ketosis, and only when you are in ketosis you are anabolic more than you are catabolic. Until you reach your highly adapted keto state, you are catabolic. And it is what it is. That's why some people can lose muscle in the very first level of trying to keto adapt, and the more you fight it by eating garbage like nut and cheese and cream cheese and caffeine, which obliterates your adrenal glands. Hello, Z's! The nuts have the phytic acid, and the cream is from unhealthy carbs. I mean, it's not rocket science, people. Oh, yeah. For the idiot that complained that I had, what was it? What did I have in an earlier video? Pork rinds? Hello? Look at the date. Stuff evolves. Evolution? Yes. I am constantly evolving, and if you watch the video series, you would hear that I say, before I would say, oh, have some grapefruit. Don't eat grapefruit. I have had cheese and nuts and all that stuff on my site and actually put that in plans in the beginning. People did not adapt. Pork rinds are something that should be eaten, and often they are corn-fed pigs. But if you are traveling and you don't have anything else to get in protein or fat, and you are SOL, and it's going to be more than a day of fasting, have your damn pork rinds and keep moving on and get back to your whole food, non-corn fed animals. Alright? I don't need to tell you guys this stuff. You could use your own, for the people out there questioning it, just use your own rationale and do what works. So, I do not do pork rind videos anymore. Halloosies! I'm like, get in the healthy fat. That's really what I'm pushing now, is the healthy animal fats, which is why I did this video. About, as a second half to the other video about trying to get into a state of ketosis the right way, but how to get healthy. And you need fat, and fat does not give you a heart attack. Carbs do, right? Type B, LDL. LDLs, your cholesterol should be high of good. If you have a high HDL, which the doctors know, and they've always said that saturated fats help build more HDLs. That's the way it is. LDL is our friend. It's a lipoprotein, and it's when they become oxidized and small and sticky and get into your the gap junctions of your arteries. That's what causes heart disease, not the fat. And don't do trans fats. We all know those are bad. Okay, guys, that's it. Want to learn more? Go to StephaniePerson.com, Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, or Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, which I need to post more. And I'm going to Europe soon, guys, so watch I will be posting there, and I'm going to do